Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday, June 26th. I'm Michael Taylor. Good to be here with you on a Friday. Our first full week of summer. Hope you enjoyed it. Temperatures didn't do us too much damage there for summer. It's been nice and cool out. Hopefully we'll continue that for the rest of the week. We'll have the forecast in a minute. Hope you're getting ready for a great weekend. I'm going to have a little fun this weekend. I'm going to be going down to San Diego for a little while, so a little local staycation kind of thing. All right, folks, let's talk about what we got going on the show, and we got a pretty good one for you today. We have Fit Brain Club. Deborah Morse is going to be here talking about how we keep fit and the events they have coming up. And we got Sports Corner with Cole Young. We're going to be talking about wrapping up the NBA Finals or the Stanley Cup. We're going to be talking about football, goals, and all that stuff with Cole. He probably does it better than I do. Well, stay tuned for that a little later in the program. Right now, though, we want to keep you informed. And, hey, something's going on in the neighborhood you guys are going to want to know about if you haven't seen it or heard it already, actually. The city of Laguna Woods is stepping up its coyote management efforts with additional non-lethal hazing services. So they're not hurting the coyotes, but they're kind of scaring them. So contractors are using compressed air launchers and water pellets during morning hours to help discourage coyotes from becoming comfortable in residential areas. They're just scaring them away, not hurting them, but they don't want them hanging out like they have been. There's been more encroachment, I guess, lately. Consistent hazing is one of the most effective deterrents. Residents are reminded to keep your pets secure, avoid attracting wildlife, and report concerning coyote activity. More information is available on the village website under Coyote Awareness and Reporting. Let's talk about our weather forecast. Like I mentioned, our first full week of summer was pretty cool, and we're going to keep those cool temperatures going into next week. Today, Friday, 74 degrees is going to be our high. Then we get a little cooler for Saturday and even cooler on Sunday. Look at that, down in the upper 60s for Sunday. And then we start to bump up those temperatures as we get into Monday and Tuesday. But really, the usual pattern of June gloom here, right? Morning clouds giving way to afternoon sunshine, so that's going to continue for us for the foreseeable future. Let's take a look at the sunrise, sunset. We had a beautiful picture here from Carlsbad. I don't think I've ever driven through Carlsbad before. Maybe I have. Downtown Carlsbad, here we go. Joel Goldstein, thank you so much for sending us this picture. Sunrise this morning was 5:42. Sunset tonight, 8:05. If you have a picture you'd like to send to us, we'd love to see it. Please do so via email, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in our sunrise, sunset segment. Okay, we got a couple of meetings to tell you about, actually just the one, and then when we come back, we'll be talking to Deborah Morse from Fit Brain Club. Stay with us.
Ready for your dream getaway? Whether you're planning a romantic escape, family vacation, or a solo adventure, leave the important details to someone you trust. Your AAA travel advisor. As a AAA member, enjoy travel perks like exclusive member benefits, excellent value, and peace of mind knowing your trip is in good hands. So get to planning, book online, or visit your local AAA branch. Book with AAA Travel and vacation with confidence.
At Adapt to It, we strive to make the everyday tasks easier by providing our customers with the tools they need to be successful. We carefully explain the use and care of all of our equipment. Adapt to It has been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, and we know that nothing in life stays constant. So we can help you adapt to all the changes in your life. Adapt to It sells and rents items and always delivers with a smile. Come in today to experience what we mean when we say, when you can't change it, adapt to it.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Well, how do you know when it's time? Navigating the decision for home care. Here to help us explain the situation and when we might think about calling, we welcome from the Fit Brain Club, Deborah Morse, and her guest, Mary McFadden, who's going to be giving your next presentation.
Yep.
At the Fit Brain Club. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we have Fit Brain Club. You know, every month we have a really important topic for our seniors, and this month is Mary McFadden with Seniors Helping Seniors. It's on July 13th, Clubhouse 3 at 10 o'clock. I wouldn't miss it. This is really a topic about understanding the reasons why we need home care, the signs in which we need to be identified to say, okay, maybe we need to take the steps, and really how to navigate finding the right home care without being afraid of making that step. So I'm super excited to have Mary. Mary's been a very good partner with Alzheimer's Orange County, and that's where I'm from.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mary, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. I've been with seniors, helping seniors since 2013. So I've seen so many different scenarios where families wait too long and then there's a crisis. And so the lecture is really going to be talking about those early warning signs. Is my mom missing her medication? Is my dad counter surfing because he's unbalanced? Really looking at the signs so that we can catch them early and bring in some assistance before there's a crisis or a hospitalization. That's what we're really going to try to really educate the group about.
So you're welcoming the community to your presentation, and again, that's July 13th at 10 a.m., so mark your calendars, folks. When we're talking to the community, what about the family members of the community who need this information almost more so than mom or dad or grandpa or grandma? How are we getting those people involved so that they understand to look for those warning signs?
Absolutely. We see around a lot of holidays where the daughter and the son haven't seen mom and dad in a while, and then the phones start ringing because it's like, oh, I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know mom lost 10 pounds. I didn't know dad fell 6 times last week. I didn't know that all those bruises was because he's bumping into walls because he's unbalanced. So really getting that word out to the daughters and the sons. But also another thing we're going to touch on are those family caregivers. So the spouse that's taking care of their wife that has dementia, and they are exhausted and overwhelmed, but they love them so much that they don't want to have or want to say, I need help.
Yes.
And sadly enough, that family caregiver suffers even more. I had a terrible situation where a family called me and said, my dad hasn't been able to go to church because my mom had a stroke, and for 4 years has been taking care of my mom, not being able to go outside. And so he wanted to have us come in and just give him respite so he could go to church, go to the grocery store, but he loved his wife so much. So we were going to come in on Monday. He had a massive heart attack and died. So it was going to be a 4-hour, 2-day-a-week, and then it turned into a 24/7 case because he just did not get that relief from caring from somebody 24/7.
Wow.
So those situations, and that may be extreme, but we see that family caregiver exhaustion all the time. So really educating them that it's okay, even though you love them so much and you are the best caregiver for them, you need to take care of yourself as well.
Absolutely, yeah, because that was, first of all, physical strain, massive physical strain. That's a lot to take care of for 4 years.
Right.
And a mental strain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because he probably felt, obligated, but also trapped in a way.
Yes.
Yeah. They feel guilty.
They feel guilty.
The wives usually feel guilty that they can't take care of their husbands.
Absolutely.
But you were saying that how do we bring them over to the Fit Brain Club is that we see a lot of caregivers, spousal caregivers coming to get that advice. That's the obstacle is how do we express to them how and why do we need to have support here, and it's okay to ask for that support. And we do have to kind of navigate that very strategically to make sure that they feel comfortable to have somebody new in their house. That's one of the hot buttons. It's like, this is my house, I want to have privacy, I don't trust people. And it's understandable because we're living in that kind of world right now where there's a lot of uncertainty. So we're encouraged spousal caregivers to come to our Fit Brain lectures so they can learn a whole lot more and see those signs that are necessary.
Absolutely, because again, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, where at that point, if you have help, if you have external help, taking care of the day-to-day necessities, then the children can be children.
Oh, absolutely.
And the wives can be wives.
And wives can be
friends.
wives.
Yes.
And that emotional support when the patient needs it.
Absolutely.
Right. Instead of being frazzled and exhausted and running against the clock all the time, and then having a result that is not favorable, such as the example that you gave.
Yeah, and they're also looking for that oh, my spouse had a really good day. Things are getting better.
Yes.
So then it sets back the decision time. So, and then the next day they're back to where they were.
Yes.
And it gets really frustrating. It's this yo-yo thing. And it's very emotional and very physical for the person taking care of their
And
loved one.
so, Mary and Deborah, maybe you know this too. What happens when the patient says, no, absolutely not, I don't want anybody in my house, and the wife is collapsing on the couch because she's exhausted from working 24 hours a day?
I think sometimes it's just the education because they're afraid a stranger coming in.
And are they afraid of losing their
Independence.
autonomy,
Yes.
independence?
Absolutely. And a caregiver shouldn't come in and say, you sit there and I'm going to do everything and you just
But
sit
that's kind of how it feels, right?
And we
Sometimes.
encourage them to remain very independent. So if they love to cook but they can't stand at a counter and chop because of their arthritis or their balance, having the caregiver help them. They're still cooking, they're still directing, they're still saying, put that garlic there, put the flour there. So we encourage that independence because everybody wants a purpose. Everybody doesn't want to just sit on the couch and watch somebody else take over their life. So that is one of the objections.
Yeah.
Another is, will this person take care of me? Will this caregiver want to take care of me? Will they like me? So we always do what we call a meet and greet where we introduce the caregiver to the clients. They get to interview that caregiver. They get to feel how that caregiver interacts with them. It just kind of eases their concerns about who is this person that you're going to send to me. So, which is a big obstacle. The other thing is cost. What's the cost going to be? So people need to be educated. There's all different kinds of resources. The veterans, we have a contract with the VA, and the VA pays for home care for veterans. It's a great benefit, but a lot of veterans don't know about it. Medicare has a new pilot program called the GUIDE program, where families can get up to 72 hours of respite paid for by Medicare. A lot of people don't know that about, that program. So educating them. People who are low income, there's in-home supportive services that the county pays for. So really educating people that there are resources. It doesn't have to just be private pay. There's a lot of resources for people out there who need the care. So it's not just for people who can private pay.
Right. Thank you for sharing that because, a lot of people wouldn't have known that those resources are available.
No. One of my approaches is I go in and talk to the family and say, well, all we're doing is increasing your independence. Yes. This person is your personal assistant. This person is going to help you with the heavy lifting, things that you don't like to do.
Right.
And you're in charge. You decide the days, the times, and then we try it out as a temporary solution. And see how it works out. See if the caregiver works out for you. See if this is the right fit for you.
Right.
It's
seems to
amazing.
work.
Once you get the care in, people who have been really resistant, they're like, oh, you sent me an angel. Thank goodness. When are they coming back?
And probably like our modern technology, like what did we do before? How did we manage before we had this asset?
Hey, we had to get up and change the channel.
Right?
What's up now?
All right, ladies.
Yeah.
We're not going back that far, but your presentation is July 13th at 10 a.m. Know when it's time, navigating the decision for home care. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
If you're exhausted after conversations, it might not be you. It might be the strain of trying to hear. Today's AI-based hearing devices can do real-time situational analysis, helping reduce background noise so you can follow speech without working so hard, often leaving you feeling more relaxed and engaged. Try Audibel Eris. All insurances are accepted, and take advantage of our field trial that lets you test the environment where it matters the most, your daily life. Call us today, and remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
For over 20 years, Orange County has taken its unwanted gold, jewelry, timepieces, sterling silver, and coins to the Jewelry Box estate buyers and always received top dollar. We are a full-service repair center, too, where you can rest assured our on-premises master jeweler will repair any jewelry in our state-of-the-art facility. Come see why for over 2 decades, Orange County has relied on the Jewelry Box estate buyers.
At the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
it's about trust.
Visit us online at jewelryboxestatebuyers.com.
Hello and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and since I was off the air last week, we have a whole lot to catch up on today, so I'll jump right in. To start, the NBA Finals came to a close on Saturday the 13th, and for the first time in 53 years, New York sits atop the NBA. Jalen Brunson scored 45 points, including 13 straight for New York in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks beat the San Antonio Spurs 94-90 in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks won the series 4-1, rallying from double-digit deficits in all 4 of those victories, including a 16-point deficit in this final game. Not surprisingly, Brunson finished with an incredible performance. His 45 points set a Knicks record for points in a finals game. It had been 38 by Willis Reed against the Los Angeles Lakers in Game 3 of the 1970 series. The last time the Knicks won a championship was May 10th, 1973, when they defeated Wilt Chamberlain and the Los Angeles Lakers exactly 19,392 days ago. The drought had ended, and the streets of New York flooded with Knicks fans, and mayhem ensued, as everyone would expect. Since it had been so long, I found some fun tidbits on things that were going on in the world the last time the Knicks won a title. Here are just a few. The Miami Dolphins went 17-0 after a 14-7 victory over Washington in Super Bowl VII. This is still the only undefeated season in NFL history. At the 45th Academy Awards, The Godfather won Best Picture, Best Actor in a Leading Role, and Best Writing/Screenplay based on material from another medium. In the streets of New York City, Martin Cooper made the first mobile phone call on April 3rd, 1973, with a phone that weighed almost 3 pounds. A lot has changed over those 55 years, but the Knicks finally ended their drought, so congratulations to them and Knicks fans everywhere. Now that the NBA Finals are over, free agent moves and contract signings are happening throughout the NBA. A massive trade announcement was made on Tuesday night. The Milwaukee Bucks traded their franchise icon Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware, Jamie Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Yakuchonis, 3 first-round picks, 1 pick swap, and 1 second-round pick. While the Bucks did get quite the haul of players and picks in return, Giannis was the face of the Bucks since he was drafted in the first round 13 years ago. He was a 10-time All-Star, a 2-time MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year. He led Milwaukee to its first championship in 50 years when the Bucks won the 2021 title, winning Finals MVP while averaging 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks throughout the series. In doing so, he became the only player in NBA history with 5 All-Star selections, 5 All-NBA selections, multiple MVPs, a Finals MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year before his 27th birthday. But after their championship run, the Bucks won just 1 playoff series in 5 seasons, leading to his frustration with the organization and his eventual trade request. The Heat will definitely be a team to watch next season and have pretty solid odds at winning another title. Just 24 hours after the Knicks won their title, the Stanley Cup Final came to its conclusion. The first 3 games in this series between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes were tightly contested. The Knights took Game 1 5-4, the Hurricanes won Game 2 4-3 in overtime, then the Knights held off the Hurricanes in an insane Game 3, winning 5-4 in double overtime. After that, though, the Hurricanes ran away with it, winning 3 straight games. The Hurricanes held Vegas to 5 total goals in Games 4 and 5 and used a suffocating defense in a 3-0 shutout in last Sunday night's clinching Game 6 to win their first championship in 20 years. Jackson Blake, Nikolaj Ehlers, and Taylor Hall all scored for Carolina, while goaltender Brandon Bussi saved 22 out of 22 shots. Jordan Staal was awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the Stanley Cup playoffs. This nomination came after he led all players with 6 goals in the final, including scoring at least 1 in each of the first 5 games in the best-of-7 series. That tied the record for the longest goal streak in a final. At 37 years, 277 days old, he is now the oldest Conn Smythe Trophy winner in NHL history, surpassing Boston Bruins goalie Tim Thomas, who won the award in 2011. Staal, who previously won the Stanley Cup as a 20-year-old with the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2009, also set the record for the longest gap between championships. The Carolina Hurricanes last won a Stanley Cup almost 20 years to the day when they defeated the Edmonton Oilers on June 19, 2006. Congratulations to Carolina on an incredible season and their first title in 2 decades. Now, time to bring you up to speed on what has been the biggest sporting event in the world over the last 2 weeks, the FIFA World Cup. The U.S. men's national team got their journey started on Friday the 12th. The United States cruised past Paraguay to open its home World Cup campaign with a statement 4-1 victory at SoFi Stadium in LA. Forward Folarin Balogun scored 2 first-half goals, and team captain Christian Pulisic added an assist. A week later, the U.S. headed up north to Seattle, Washington, where they would take on Australia. Right before the match began, the U.S. announced Pulisic would not be playing due to injury, but that didn't hold them back at all. The Americans advanced to the knockout round of the World Cup even without their injured star forward, beating Australia 2-0 on Friday for their second straight victory. They officially won their group and advanced to the knockout rounds when Paraguay beat Turkey 1-0 early Saturday morning. The U.S. then took on Turkey last night in their third and final group stage match. Since they already clinched their group victory and a ticket to the next round, this match didn't mean much at all for Team USA, but it was still a fun one to watch. They will now play their first knockout round match on Wednesday, July 1st, but their opponent is to be determined. Outside of Team USA, some of the biggest stars in the sport have been showing out in this tournament. Lionel Messi became the highest goal scorer in World Cup history on Monday, moving up to 18 with a 2-goal performance in Argentina's Group J match against Austria. This came just a week after Messi scored a 3-goal hat-trick in Argentina's World Cup opening match against Algeria. He will absolutely be adding to that record in the coming weeks. The other top name in the sport made headlines shortly after Messi did. At 41 years and 138 days old, Cristiano Ronaldo became the oldest player in FIFA World Cup history to score more than 1 goal in a match. In doing so, he eclipsed Messi's previous record, set just a day earlier when Messi scored twice against Austria, at the age of 38 years and 363 days. Ronaldo's multi-goal game helped Portugal cruise to a dominant 5-0 win over Uzbekistan. Kylian Mbappe of France scored 2 goals Monday in a dominant 3-0 victory over Iraq to reach 16 goals in his World Cup career, moving to a tie for second most in tournament history as he tries to keep pace with new record holder Lionel Messi. However, the 27-year-old Mbappe is 11 years younger than Messi and should have at least 2 or 3 more World Cups to secure the record. Not far behind him is Erling Haaland of Norway. Haaland had a relatively slow first half against Senegal, but turned it on in the second half. Haaland scored 2 incredible goals just 10 minutes apart to lead his team to a 3-2 win. He's now tied with Mbappe and just 1 goal behind Messi for the lead in the World Cup. The US, Argentina, France, and Norway have all clinched their spots in the round of 32, so look for the star players I just mentioned to rest in their team's final matches. Mexico, Morocco, Germany, Brazil, and Switzerland have also earned their seeding in the next round. The first match of the knockout rounds will begin on Sunday, and it will be between South Africa and Canada at noon on Fox. I've mentioned this before, but summer is the season of champions. Both the men's and women's College World Series came to their conclusions in the last week or two. The University of Oklahoma men's baseball team won their first national championship since 1994 with a 13-2 victory over North Carolina in the winner-take-all Game 3 of the College World Series Finals on Monday night. The Sooners beat number 2 national seed Georgia Tech twice on the road in regionals and swept upstart Kansas on the road in super regionals. To get to the finals, they beat number 3 Georgia twice in bracket play. Kyle Branch, the number 9 batter, who came into this game just 1 for 16 in the College World Series, drove in 6 runs with a pair of singles and a home run. For the Women's College Softball World Series, the University of Texas came out on top. Tegan Cavan struck out 5 in the final 2 innings, and Caden Henry hit a home run to lead Texas to a 4-1 victory over Texas Tech on Thursday night at the Women's College World Series for their second straight national championship. Cavan earned the Most Outstanding Player award after becoming the first pitcher with 2 shutouts and 2 saves in one Women's College World Series. Earlier in the show, I was mentioning some of sport's oldest legends still performing at the top of their game. That same sentiment goes for the tennis world. After nearly 4 years away from professional tennis, 44-year-old Serena Williams announced she will play singles at Wimbledon after accepting a wildcard invitation. Wildcards are special invitations handed out by tournament organizers, which allow former champions and others to access the main draw without the necessary entry qualifications. Williams' last singles match was a loss in the 3rd round of the 2022 US Open. Before that, she's won 23 Grand Slam titles in singles, including 7 at Wimbledon, most recently in 2016. She also has won 14 Grand Slams in doubles, all with her older sister Venus Williams, and 6 of them at Wimbledon. Serena Williams also swept the singles and doubles titles, also with Venus, at the 2012 London Olympics. The Wimbledon tournament will officially begin on the 29th, and I'm excited to see one of the greatest tennis athletes in history compete at the highest level yet again. With all that said, enjoy all of the World Cup action, tennis, MLB regular season, and more that this week has to offer. Due to the holiday next weekend, I'll be off the air, but we'll be back on July 10th. I'm Cole Young. Thanks as always for tuning in to this week's episode of Sports Corner. Have a fun 4th of July. I'll see you right back here in 2 weeks.
Hospice isn't about giving up. It's about showing up with compassion, expertise, and heart.
We care for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, helping patients live each day to the fullest.
We walk with patients and families every step of the way because what we do is more than medicine. It's honoring every moment together.
Orange Hospice, with you, with heart, always. Please call us or visit orangehospice.net.
Have you been feeling not quite like yourself lately? Low mood, brain fog, poor sleep, no focus? At Root Cause Wellness Center, we offer ExoMind, an FDA-cleared treatment for depression, a safe, non-invasive therapy that helps reset your brain with no medication or downtime. Our patients often experience better mood, sharper thinking, deeper sleep, and more energy. It's time to feel like yourself again. Call us today to schedule your complimentary demo with consultations.
Okay, folks, let's talk movies, and we got some good one. Our Friday movie, we got a classic for you. It is going to be Freedom Riders. Remember this one from a few years back? It was a great one, up for a lot of Academy Awards. It stars Hilary Swank, and it's going to be brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. It is Erin Gruwell. It's a true story, by the way. Erin Gruwell, a young teacher in a radically divided Los Angeles school district, inspires her class of at-risk students deemed incapable of learning to learn tolerance, apply themselves, and pursue education beyond high school. It is an inspirational story and a true story at that. Going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without them, brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. Then on Saturday, A Great Awakening. That just came out this year. It's brought to us by Hoag Orthopedic Institute, and it is one of the most defining moments in American history, is a story of an unlikely friendship between Reverend George Whitfield and Benjamin Franklin. So there you go. That's going to be our Saturday movie, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. Okay, let's take a quick check of the forecast before we head out, and we got some really nice temperatures for the rest of this weekend as we head into Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Nice temperatures. Going to be a little cool on Sunday, only going to get up to 69 degrees. And then we just warm up a bit back into the low to mid 70s like we've kind of used to during this June gloom time. Morning clouds and afternoon sunshine and cool overnight temperatures. So there you go. That's our forecast. All right, folks, tomorrow on the program, we're welcoming the folks from Vasco Assets and a little bit more. We'll have lots of that on the program. I'll be here as well. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.